Hi Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampInc.net, and today we're going to do a masking technique. This is the card we're going to make, but I wanted to show you what it looked like without using the white gel pen. And then this is the inside. Did them both the same, except for this one used the white gel pen. And we're going to make this one today. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're using the Cajun Craze for the base. Let me open it up here. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of Early Espresso, and these are both cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Then we're using the shimmery white cardstock. This is so beautiful. It's not going to show up on camera, but it is so beautiful. It's just a light shimmer in the cardstock. You're going to need 2 of these cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'm going to use the grid paper today because we're going to be sponging and we're going to use the ruler, and I want to use my grid paper for that. So I'm going to get my ruler out and we're going to stamp first. Let me show you the stamp sets we're going to use today. Okay, so we're going to use the Lighthearted Leaves. I love this stamp set. And this is a hostess only stamp set. It's called Six Sayings, and we're using the Thankful. And this is in the holiday catalog on the very last page. And then we're also using the Merry Everything, which is Grateful for You, for the inside. Okay, so for the first piece of the shimmery white, we're going to stamp the Thankful. And I got to make sure this is stamping right. Oh, and we're using the brand new, let me show you this, brand new archival stamp pad in the black. We also have it in the basic gray. It's awesome. If you've been with Stampin' Up! For very long, you'll remember this type of ink pad. It's not the foam ink pad. This is the linen ink pad base. So it's not as cushy as our current pads, but it's really nice. You can watercolor, use our markers. It's really nice. Okay, so we're going to stamp. I got to just, because it's so curvy, I just got to make sure it's straight. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside. And this is Grateful for You from the Merry Everything stamp set. Okay, so now we're going to draw lines. We're going to use a ruler, and I'm using the Project Life journaling pens, and I'm going to use the 0.05 size, but when you buy them, you get both sizes in a pack. You'll get the 0.01 and the 0.05. And I'm using the 0.05 today. So you can see the number right here on the pen. This is the 0.05. It's a little bit bigger than the 0.01. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and line our inside part of the card. And I'm going to line the bottom section first. So I'm going to take my grid paper, take my ruler. I'm just putting it right in this corner section here so it lines up perfectly. And then I'm just going to take my line right about there, using the lines that come out as my guide. And then I'm just going to draw a line. Oh, that doesn't look very straight there. Hold on a second. Okay, right about there. Okay, so I'm just going to draw my line. Okay. So there's the inside part. Now we're going to do the front, same way, but we're going to go above and below the Thankful. Just don't want to put my head in the camera. I hope that's straight. Okay. Then below. Okay, so right about there looks good. Okay, so there's the front and the inside. Okay, so we're going to take Post-it notes, and I have about 8 Post-it notes on here, and I'm just going to cut them at about 3/4 of an inch wide. And I'm going to layer the inside, cover the inside part, and then I'm going to cover above the line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And also, you're going to use the sticky side along your lines. So it should look like this. So you're just going to take your sticky part, line it right up along that line, just like that. Okay, so the bottom section, the reason we use the Post-it notes are because they're so super thin. And when you're doing your masking, you want it to be really thin. And I'm also going to place 4 on this piece because really I could stop there, but my images are really large. I'm at least going to go up at least 1 more just to make sure, because my images are so much larger. I don't want it to stamp over on this side, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're doing the masking. Okay, so we're going to use 3 different colors of ink. We're using the Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, and the Cajun Craze. Okay, and I have my sponges here. So we're going to sponge with the lightest first, which is the Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to sponge the bottom and the top of this one. This is the front. And it's just randomly, however you want to apply your ink. Every card is going to be different when doing this technique. That's what I love about it. Okay, then we're going to do the Old Olive. So I'm going to use Old Olive. Now this is a darker color, so I'm going to start off on the Post-it note or my grid paper and come in. So it's not so such a harsh blob of ink. You want it to be kind of soft. Okay, then we're going to do this one. Starting off on my grid paper and coming in. Okay, then we're going to do Cajun Craze. I think there's a little gap there. I better cover that. Hold on a second. I better cover that up. I think there's a little slit there. I just want to make sure there's no color showing through. And it really doesn't look like anything when you're doing this, but once you reveal that, oh my gosh, in the center with the white, oh, it looks so beautiful. You can also use sponge dabbers too. And plus with the shimmery white cardstock, it just glistens. It's so beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp. So let's get our basic black archival ink out again. And we're going to use the Lighthearted Leaves. I love this leaf right here. It's my favorite. And you're just going to randomly stamp on the sponged area. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to remove the Post-it notes. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. How easy was that? Super easy. Okay, so let's take our pieces and we're going to adhere these to the early espresso. Okay, so now the last thing to do once your card is all put together, because you don't want the white gel pen to smear when you're adhering all your pieces together. So then you're just going to take your white gel pen and just kind of randomly fill in white spaces over your leaves. So like right here I would color in, and then a few over here. It just makes it really pop. Okay, so you get the idea. So I would do that to all the sponged areas and then also the inside, and then give that a few minutes to dry. And then it will look like this. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, love it. And then of course it's beautiful without even using the white gel pen. So it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, thanks for stopping by and we'll see you later. Bye.